Hello everyone, Dr. Hassaan Tohid here. Finally, guys, I was trying to get online for such a long time, and I felt today I will not be able to make it. But finally, my technical difficulty is resolved, and I'm back. And yes, there was a technical difficulty. I'm sorry about that, guys. And I understand many of you are waiting. And let me now make sure that everyone is present here, and anyone who is watching it for the first time, please subscribe and click the bell icon and comment subscribe. Comment I have subscribed, and then I'll come back and reply to you and appreciate your comment. So just to make sure you subscribe and comment below that you have subscribed. And now give me a few seconds, as you already know, that I will invite everyone else, everyone who requested for the link. And now let's do it. Let's do it. And you are welcome to ask any question. You're welcome to ask any question. Just type here, introduce yourself, and comment, and we will answer your questions and concerns. And just feel free to ask any question. And guys, the thing is, today's session is extremely important. I thought a lot. What should I discuss with the students that not only helps them in terms of knowledge, but it also helps them motivate, or helps them to motivate themselves. It will actually motivate you, it will help you, it will encourage you. And this session is very, very important. So I make sure that I provide the best value I can, and you should make sure that you don't miss this session. And if you cannot watch the full session, watch the recordings later, because I will keep the recordings. I am not deleting this link, just for the students, so that you can learn. Although it's very easy for me to delete, it's just one button away. And they are open secrets, by the way. There are 3 secrets, but they are open secrets. They are not those kind of secrets that actually not everyone knows. You already know this. It's already embedded in your mind. It's already embedded in your mind. The only problem is that we don't realize how important these things are. And this is what we will discuss today. This is exactly what we will discuss today. So let's begin. Let's begin. Okay. Anyone has, guys, if you are here, please comment. I don't see your comments. Introduce yourself so I can welcome you with your name. I can welcome you with your mentioning your name. Okay, thank you, Asma. Thanks a lot. And Asma has been one of our consistent students. Thank you, Asma, for joining. Thank you for being here. And Noshad, welcome to the training. Welcome, welcome. And I will make sure that you guys love the training, you guys enjoy this training, and you learn so much about research and research writing that after this training, you consider that this was one of the best decisions you have ever taken. That's my goal, and I hope I'm successful in making sure that you guys, deep down inside your heart, say that this was one of the best decisions. Not to impress me or just to say it on my face, but behind my back. That's what real success is, when our students say good things about ourselves when we are not around. They say good things about us when we are not listening. That's what the real success is. Because anyone can say good things on your face. The real reputation is when people say good things about yourself behind your back. That's what my goal is. And this comes, with integrity and honesty. This comes with integrity and honesty. And remember, guys, one thing I want all of you to remember: be 100% honest. Be 100% honest in your conduct, in your life, in your career. Don't exaggerate, don't lie. Your research papers, your projects are very precious wealth. So I recommend, I insist, don't ever exaggerate anything in your paper. It's an academic fraud. It's an academic crime. Scientific fraud is a big thing. Don't think that if you lie in your paper and you will get away with that. No, it can put your career in danger. Don't do that. Okay, so thanks a lot. Now, Mariam, thank you. Mariam, thanks a lot. And Gokul, thank you. Amna, thanks a lot. And Azra, thank you. Neelam, welcome to the training. And let's begin, guys. So let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. When I started my career, I used to think miracles will happen. I will pray and miracles will happen. And somewhere down the line, a Superman will be sent by God and he will take me out of my problems. He will take me out of my troubles. That's what I used to think. But I have a bad news for you. I have a bad news for you. God is not going to come to help you. God wants you to take responsibility. He wants, he can do miracles. There's no problem for God. He will just do this, miracle happens, your life changes, you will have everything in your life. But he doesn't want to do that. He deliberately doesn't want to do that. He wants you to take responsibility. He says, I'm not going to come and help you. I will not do everything for you. You have to take responsibility. You sow the seed. You sow the seed. I'll make the tree. You sow the seed. I will make the tree. He just wants you to sow the seed. He says, I have sunshine, I have wind, I have water, I have rain, I have temperature, I have environment. I'll take care of it. I'll make it a tree. With his wonders, with his miracles, he will make the tree. But you have to sow the seed. He wants you to take an action. Unfortunately, we think that everything will be done by God and we don't sow the seed. And we keep praying, God, please help me. And then we say, God is not helping me. Oh, there is no God. Oh, there is no God. I don't want to believe in any God because I have been asking for help from God and God doesn't help me. So there is no God. This is the problem with people. Because our life doesn't change, because we did not take actions, we did not do what we were supposed to do, we tend to blame God. We tend to blame somebody. And eventually we think, okay, God doesn't exist because my life did not change. If there were a God, I would have been very happy and my life would have been great. My life would have been wonderful. I would have achieved everything in my life. But remember, God does not want to sow the seed. He will make the tree, but you have to take an action. At least dig and sow the seed and water it. Dig, sow the seed and water it and keep an eye on it. Tree will grow automatically, but you have to keep an eye. It doesn't fall. It doesn't shed. It remains erect. Your responsibility. God says, I will make the tree, but you have to take care of it. You have to feed it. You have to give the tree water. If you don't give him water, I can do the rain. But what if I want you to take action? What if I don't rain? What if I don't send the clouds to rain? Will you let this tree die? And I'll ask you, where were you when the tree was dying? This tree is your life, guys. You gotta sow the seed and you gotta take care of it. God is not coming to help you the way you want. He will help you the way he wants. And he wants you to take action. So remember, some people ask this question: what are the chances that I will become a published author? What are the chances that I will become a published author? All the old students, all the new students, I am addressing this thing now. Listen to me, this is very important. How responsible you are in your life. This is the secret number one, and it's an open secret. It's an open secret, but why it's a secret? Because only less than probably 10% people really believe this and really know this and really follow this. You know, guys, during my student life, I used to waste my career, waste my life, waste my time, spending time with friends, wasting time in the university canteen. Classes were going and we were having fun with so-called friends who are nowhere now with me. I don't even see them anymore. All those people who were wasting their time and who were wasting my time, I used to think they were friends, but time told me they were not your friends. They were just time waster, irresponsible people like me. They wanted somebody to waste time with, and then later who they could blame why they did not succeed in their lives. So I was not attending the classes, wasting time talking about sports, movies, playing sports all the time, and not going into the classes. We're just going to college to waste time, telling you the honesty, reality. And when the final exams used to come, I used to work really hard. When 2 months were left in the exams, 2 months were left in the exams, I was studying like crazies. But when the result used to come, my grades were really down. And I used to say, I worked really hard for last 2 months. The system is flawed. The system is flawed. The teachers are fraud. They are doing injustice with us. They don't want to give us the grades we deserve. I worked hard for last 2 months. But the problem is, guys, for 12 months, 10 months, we were wasting time. We became serious in last 2 months. How much you can study in last 2 months? You can study, you can remember only a little bit, and you will get what you deserve. Somebody who is studying 12 months in a row, who is studying every day, who is studying daily, who is attending the classes, who is listening to the lectures, who is following what has been said, do you think he will get the same results as this person who is studying just 2 months in the end? It's impossible. It's injustice. He will also work hard in next 2 months, last 2 months, like crazies. But he had strong concept, strong base, and he had studied this so many times that he will remember every single detail that you will not remember. Later on, I understood this philosophy. I wish I knew that in my first year of medical school. I would have been an outstanding student if I knew this. But unfortunately, time teaches us with experience, with hard work. With difficult times, we learn because of difficult times. So we learn the lesson, and I want all of you to learn this lesson from my experience. Don't learn with your own experience and later change your life because you have difficult times. Learn from my experience. I'm telling you guys, remember, if you are 10% responsible in your life, the chances of your success are 10%. Simple formula. If you are 20% responsible, you will be 20% successful. If you are 50% responsible, the chances of your success are 50%. That means if you are a student and you're studying, your chances are pass fail 50-50. Just by having 50% responsibility of your life. That means that you think that I'll do half of the job and God will do half of the job. Life will give you 50-50 results. So if you think that I'll take 50% of responsibility of my paper, of my project, and I will become successful, you are mistaken. The chances are 50-50 that your paper will be published or your paper may not be published. 50-50. Common sense. Use common sense. Forget about the philosophy. Use common sense. 50-50. Life will give you exactly what you ask for. Life will not give you what you want. Life will give you what you deserve. I wish I knew that when I was young. I used to pray, God, change my life, give me this, give me that. But then God sent a message through a wise man. That's how God sends you messages, indirectly, through his wise people, through wise men. Maybe one day you read a line in a book. Maybe you saw an advertisement while driving, and that advertisement has a good message, a biblical verse. Or you saw a movie and a character says something that gives you some wisdom, and you say, wow, I never thought this way. That is God's way of sending you messages. Sometimes a book, a good book chapter, a good lecture, a good teacher can give you the message that God wanted you to hear. You all are here for a reason today, not surprisingly by an accident. You are here because nature, if you believe in nature, if you believe in God, wanted you to hear this message because he now has heard your prayers. And he wants you to know how you can be successful in your life, how you can be a published author, if that is your dream, how you can achieve whatever you want. So I got this message while watching a lecture by Jim Rohn, one of my inspirations. And Jim Rohn, in his books, in his lecture, actually not, I would say not one of my inspirations, number one inspiration, Jim Rohn, the guy who changed my life. I saw his lecture on YouTube. YouTube was new those days. I saw his lecture on YouTube, and he said, life does not just happen. Life does not just happen. Life does not just happen. Life happens just. Write it down for your notes today. Life does not just happen. Life happens just. This just is a different just, the second line. That means justice. Life will not give you what you want. Life will give you what you deserve. Unfortunate reality, guys, unfortunate reality. We all want so many things in our lives. We all want to travel around the world. We all want vacations. We all want a great, wonderful house, a wonderful car, a wonderful relationship, and a handsome amount of money in the bank account. We all want it. But life will not give you what you want. Life will give you what you deserve. Become more deserving, and you will deserve more. How do you become more deserving? You become more deserving by taking more and more responsibility. If you are 60% responsible, the chances of your publication are 60%. The chances of your success in your life are 60%, which is a good percentage, but still 60%, 40% failure. You know, when I learned this lesson, I decided that I will take 100% responsibility of my life. But that was not even powerful, because deep down in my mind, back of my mind, I had this idea that I still have to do like 99% and 1% I'll leave it to God. No, take 1000% responsibility. So then I changed my daily mantra, you can say, that I used to recite every day. Every day when I sit in my car, I say, I'm 1000% responsible for my life. I'm 1000% responsible for anything that is happening in my life, whether it's my bank account, whether it's my publications, whether it's my success, whether it's my career, whether it's my family, whether it's my health. 1000% responsible. I don't want to bother God. I take 1000% responsibility. And I learned this lesson that when we take 1000% responsibility and we sow the seed and we nourish it, God will do wonders. Beyond that 1000%, you will see happening that you had never imagined. Automatically, success will come, more opportunities will come and attract you automatically. You don't know how it happens. I just got a phone call this morning to conduct a webinar for a university. Tomorrow I have another webinar online, of course, a seminar with another university in Pakistan. And the call I got was from India. So I will have another session in India. How I keep getting these calls and how I keep getting these opportunities that give me more respect, more recognition. Because I gave 1000% of whatever I could control. Then nature gives me beyond 1000%, and nature will show me its wonders. So if you are 100% responsible, the chances of your publication are 100%. People ask this question, guys, no power on earth can stop you from becoming a published author if you are 100% responsible and you have taken the decision that no matter what happens, I will become a published author. No power on earth can stop me from achieving my goal. Yes, sure. Tomorrow, 9:40 a.m. California time, I have a session with Pakistani students. And I think next week I have a session with Indian students. And both sessions are about research. I'll send the link. I'll ask them. They will not have any problem, though. I know. Very nice people. Okay, so where were we? Absolute responsibility of your life, and you gotta say this thing to yourself: I will be a published author I will be a published author, and whatever it takes, I'll do it. Are you that determined? Are you that strong mentally? Remember, every success, 80% of your success is mental. You first got to change your belief system. Your belief system is that, oh, your success is doubtful. You cannot be successful because you have been wasting time. And it happened with me as well. When I was wasting time in my life, and when I decided to become responsible, and I said, I will become successful. Whatever it takes to be successful, I'll do it. Whatever it takes. Whether I have to be awake whole night, whether I have to sacrifice friendships, sacrifice my relationships for the time being, until I achieve my target. Whether I sacrifice my leisure time, the movies, the rest, whatever it takes, whether I have to skip food. You should be that crazy about your goal, about your success, about your mission that you forget to sleep, you forget to eat. Can you be that serious about your goals? If you are that serious about your goals, you will achieve everything. If you are not that serious about your goals, you will not achieve what you're looking for. Simple phenomena. Success does not come to those who just kind of want success. You just kind of want success. You don't want to quit TV. Don't want to quit. You don't want to quit parties. You don't want to quit watching TV shows or YouTube, wasting time on YouTube watching useless videos. You don't want to quit Facebook. You don't want to quit Instagram. You don't want to quit social media. And you don't want to quit useless friendships, useless family gatherings. Somebody is marrying in family and people are wasting their 15 days in that wedding. Does it sound logical? Oh, my cousin had a wedding, so I'm busy for 15 days. Why? Were you cleaning the floor? What were you doing? 15 days? Wasting 15 days? In 15 days, you can write a complete article and then you can submit it. 15 days is a huge time. Out of 365 days a year, you waste 15 days. Guys, everything can come back except your time. Everything can come back except your time. You cannot afford to waste your time. Until you match. Now, September 29th is coming, right? 25 days left. Oh, sorry. 45 days left. How many days left? 55 days left. 55 days left. 55 days left only. And it was yesterday when I was saying in the video, 180 days left, 150 days left. Now we are almost there. Only 55 days left. Can you quit everything for next 55 days? You can still change everything in your life if you just quit everything except your success for 55 days. Only sacrifice of 55 days. Can you do that? Just one thought should come to your mind. Your publication, your success, your CV. Your publication, your success, your CV. How I can improve my CV. How I can become better. How I can match. XYZ said something about me. You should not be worried about it. XY person got divorced. You shouldn't be worried about it. Oh, my friend got she had a breakup. Oh, I gotta console her. I gotta call her for 15 hours. Just message, I'm very sorry to hear that. If you hear such a message, just say, I'm very sorry to hear that. I'll give you a call on September 30th. But people don't want to hurt anyone. So, okay, give a call for 5 minutes and you say, I will come and visit you very soon. I'm stuck in some things right now. September 29th, I'll be free. I'll come and spend the whole day with you. That's fine. But until you achieve your goal, you should not be doing anything else. You don't have time left to watch TV. Guys, have you ever seen an advertisement of You World on TV? Why not? Have you ever seen CIBNP advertisement on TV? Have you ever seen Kaplan USMLE preparation on TV? Have you ever seen anything that doctors need on TV? Why? Very rarely you will probably see an advertisement that is related to doctors on TV. Why? Because the TV and the companies know that TV is only watched by useless people. If we give an advertisement of CIBNP on TV, I know only useless people are watching TV. Serious people who are serious about their lives, they will not be on TV. They will be reading books. They will be reading inspirational posts, watching inspirational videos on YouTube. These are the places where we can find the serious people who want to change their lives. That's why you will not see advertisements for educated people on TV. You will see advertisements of McDonald's, XYZ Burger, because they know general population likes this. And most people are not interested in education. So you want to waste your time in something that uneducated people are doing, or people who have nothing to do with education are doing? Say goodbye to TV. Say goodbye to entertainment. You have limited time. Learn. Keep working on your paper. Keep working on your CV. And right now, only 55 days left. You can prepare residency interview 55 times if you just do one time a day. If you do 2 times a day, you can prepare residency interview 110 times before your actual interview comes. Remember that interview is actually going to be like a sports game, like a final of golf, or let's give a better example, final of baseball, final of cricket, final of hockey, final of soccer, football. So now if you know you have a final coming up, let's say you are a sports team, you're a sports team captain, and a final is coming up in October. When do you think you should start practicing? Do you think you should start practicing October 1st? And you have a final on October 5th? Do you think, please answer yes and no. If you have a final on October 5th or October 10th, should you start practicing for that final on October 1st? Yes or no? Yes or no? How many of you think that if you have a final of a sports game coming up on October 10th, and you should start practicing for that final on October 1st? So if you start practicing on October 1st and you practice 9 days and you have a final coming up, how will be your performance? Will you be able to win that game? No. So when should you start practicing? At least 6 months in advance. For Olympics, usually 1 year in advance, they start preparing. Your residency interview is your final. Your residency interview is your final, and highly likely it is going to be in October. You all know this. It's coming. It's not a mumbo jumbo philosophy that I'm mentioning here. I'm telling you the reality. Most of you will start getting interview calls in October. So your final, your World Cup or Olympics final is coming in October. So your performance is your residency interview and working hard on your CV to impress the residency directors enough that they cannot say no to you. Be so good at what you do that they cannot ignore you. Steve Martin, the actor Steve Martin, was asked, how are you so good at comedy? He said, be so good at what you do that they cannot ignore you. Write it down. Be so good at what you do that they cannot ignore you. That they will be forced to look at you, to remember you, give you the opportunity. So you should start practicing residency interviews today. Today, 55 days left. And I can promise, if you practice residency interview 100 plus times, just in front of a mirror, doesn't have to be somebody. If you just practice in front of a mirror, sitting alone, just take out the commonly asked questions. I have a video actually on YouTube, 67 common questions of residency interview. The exam is out. We already know what questions are going to be asked. And yet people fail residency interviews. So take absolute responsibility, start preparing for your interviews, and your concern should be just 3 things for next 55 days. Your research publication, your CV. That means if you are doing any rotations, make sure you complete it and get the LOR. If you are doing your USMLEs, make sure you complete your USMLE. And the third thing is, that if you have, of course, time, then prepare for US residency interview. You will have to find time. Your time should be divided just into 3 things. You will be doing just 3 things, nothing else. No Facebook, no Instagram, no relatives, no parties, no picnics, no outings, no vacations. You don't have time for vacation. Any student who is taking vacation in August or September, I mean, I don't even have to say this. How serious this person would be if he's taking a vacation in August and September. So your time should only be divided into 3 activities: research writing, your exam, your interview. If you skip any of those, you will reduce your chances of matching tremendously. Only other thing you should be doing is eating, showering, exercise. Well, that's it. That's more than enough. Best strategy, I'm telling you. That's the best strategy, I'm telling you. I hope this lesson will be embedded in your mind. And how do you recognize if you are a responsible person or you are an irresponsible person? How do you know if you are a responsible person or irresponsible person? Simple phenomena. Do you blame others for anything that goes wrong? When you make a mistake, do you blame others? Oh, I did it because of you. because you made me do it. You made me do it. She made me do it. He made me do it. Oh, I could not perform because of this. I could not perform because of that. Trust me, guys, with the same training, CIBNP, students become published authors. Every day we are getting publication. Every day, every single day. If you feel I'm exaggerating, I'll send you the link of today's publications and all the publications that every day you will see the list. Okay, I'll send you that list if you feel I'm exaggerating. So every day students are publishing papers. Why is it happening? They take absolute responsibility. They did not blame anyone. And those who do not publish, one of my students, he had a problem. I said, why did you not complete your paper? He said, my mentor was not good. So I said, okay, 4 people in your group publish papers and you did not. With the same mentor, you have not completed the paper, one person, and you are saying that the mentor was not good. Let's do one thing. I will change your mentor. I'll give you a new group. So I gave him a new group. I put him in a different mentors classes. And by the way, which mentor? I put him in the best mentors classes in terms of the performance. Our topmost mentor. I said, now he have no excuses left that there was a problem in the mentor. And he again joined the classes. And in the end, what happened? Still no publication. Paper not completed beyond the first 2 paragraphs of introduction. I said, now what happened? Where is your paper? And now, funny thing, this new group also, majority of the students got their papers published. I asked him, hey, what happened? Where is your publication? He said, I had problems in my school, and I had problems in XYZ, these issues. Now he's not blaming the teacher, but he's blaming the system. This is the sign of an irresponsible person. A responsible person is who says, I take absolute responsibility. That's my fault. I didn't complete it. Now I will improve it. Remember, when we take responsibility, we know what is the problem and where to improve. If we think problem is somewhere else, we will never improve ourselves. Anyone who says that somebody else is responsible for my failure is actually saying there's nothing wrong with me. I have no room for improvement. I cannot be improved. There is no room for improvement. Are you that kind of person? I know I was. And I was a kid, I was that kind of irresponsible person who used to blame everyone else except himself. So I was like a car. And why I'm spending so much time on this lesson of responsibility? Because I want you to absorb this for the rest of your lives. Because this is the decisive factor. This will decide your success, how responsible you are. I was like a car. Let's say this is a car, and the problem is in the engine. And this car, when it drives, it jumps like crazies and makes noise and jumps, doesn't drive properly. Let's say somebody asks this car, hey car, what happened? The car says, I'm not driving well because the road has a problem. So what we do is, okay, the road has a problem. We fix the road. We brought the experts in the world to make a wonderful road. And they created a wonderful road now, very smooth road. Now, this car is driving. Do you think that problem that was in the engine will be resolved now with the fixation of road? The car is still jumping. Now you ask the car, hey car, what happened? Why do you still not drive properly? Why there is jumping and noise in You're driving. The car says, there is so much of wind outside. That's why. So what we did was we changed the location and we give us an indoor space to the car to drive. Now there is no wind. The road is flat. Now do you think the car will drive properly? How many of you think the car will now drive properly without any problem? How many of you? So now everything is resolved. Everything is resolved. Car is driving. Do you think car will drive smoothly now? Yes or no? Car will drive smoothly because we have changed the road. We have given the car a vacuum where there is no wind. Do you think car will drive smoothly? Yes or no? Absolutely, Noshad. Very good. No, because the problem was in the engine. Now, if we fix the engine, now will it drive smoothly? So don't look at the problem outside, look at the problem inside, and your engine is your brain, your mindset, your thought process. Change the engine. What happened with this car is, and I was this car, that I had the damaged engine. I had the damaged engine, and I was blaming everyone, and I was praying to God, God, please help me. Why don't you come and help me? My life is not going anywhere, and I was not getting help from God. Does God even exist? These kind of questions do come to a person's mind, right? God sent a message through somebody else. Fix the engine. The problem is here. I understood the lesson. I started working on my thought processes. I started to work on my belief system. I started to work on my ideology. I started to work on my philosophy, what I believed. I changed my engine. When I changed my engine, my life became smooth and everything started to work in my favor. And I got everything, and I now understood, okay, that's what God wanted. He wanted me to fix this, and everything else will come and follow. And if I do that, God will give me more blessings that I had never even imagined. He will not give you the blessing until you fix yourself. So anyone who still thinks that your chances of publication are slim, you just take absolute responsibility. Say that I'm 1000% responsible. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes, I will complete my paper and I will publish it. That's it. Do or die. Like the army philosophy, the military philosophy, do or die. It doesn't matter how much effort it takes. It doesn't matter how much time it takes. I will complete it and I will become a published author. Actually, we have never said this to ourselves, that it doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter what it takes. Sweat, blood, sacrifice. Every success has a price. Every success has a price. You got to pay the price of time, patience, discipline, hard work, focus. Then not only you will achieve your goal, but other blessings will start to come to you. You will suddenly start to see more interview calls coming to you because you are now inclined with nature. You feel that, oh my God, I had scores lesser than this guy and he got 5 interviews, but I got 10 interviews. Why? Because God was working. You sowed the seed, now he's in the process of making it a tree. Suddenly you start to see more and more publications. Oh, my group member got a publication. Oh, And the group member got another publication, and he also we worked in that one as well, and now that publication is coming. So you see successes coming from different directions. Because you became responsible, the nature's help, God's help will start to come. This help will not come until you fix the error. So please try to understand this. This is the philosophy number one, secret number one of why some people always become published author. You give me a challenge. Let's say you give me a challenge to write a paper and publish it. I know it's 100% publication in any journal. I cannot tell you the journal. Nobody can tell you which journal, because every journal has their rejection rates and the chances you don't know. But sooner or later it will be published, because I have decided that I will become a published author. I don't care which journal, because that's not in my control. But the end result publication is in my control. So sooner or later I will publish it in a renowned journal too, in a renowned journal, because I will not stop. If one journal rejects it, I will not stop. I will send it to another journal. If that journal rejects it, I'll send it to the third journal. If that journal rejects it, I will send it to the fourth journal. If that journal rejects it, I'll send it to the fifth journal. It doesn't matter what it takes. And every time I submit my paper to a new journal, I will improve my paper further. After 4 or 5 rejections, my paper will become such a good quality paper, nobody can reject it. You know, one of the top selling books in the world, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Chicken Soup for the Soul. The author was rejected by how many publishers? He wrote this book, and the first publisher he sent it to laughed at him. He said, what kind of title it is? Chicken Soup for the Soul. Who is going to read this funny book? He said, this is not a funny book, it's a serious book. He said, I don't care. Nobody's going to publish this book. He goes to a second editor, second publisher. So journal is like a publisher, right? So you are in the same situation. So he goes to the second publisher. He asked him, would you please publish it? The publisher said the same thing. Funny title, no, nobody's gonna read that. And he got a no and no and no and no. And he got rejected by how many publishers? Guess. Any guess? 144 publishers rejected him. And then a publisher said, okay, I'll take a chance. I'll take a chance. Funny title. 144 rejections. Over a year-long effort. Getting rejection after rejection after rejection. Imagine what happens to you if you are rejected by 10 journals. What will be your reaction? But look at this guy. Keeps sending the book. And finally, a publisher publishes the book. And the moment the book came into the market, it sold. Hold on. 1 million copies. Immediately. And the book is still selling and selling and selling. And this guy, the writer of the book, Jack Kenfield, very famous guy, he became a multi-millionaire because of the book. And the publisher became a millionaire. So imagine how many people miss the opportunity of becoming the best. They rejected his book. They said your book does not qualify to be a published book. It's not a good quality book. So many rejections, so many bad things about his book here. So you will probably hear so many bad things about your paper. Even after doing the best job, you may see that. This is a part of life. Rejection is a part of life. Rejection is a process to make you stronger. So don't get disappointed. Just go to the next one. So I learned this lesson from Jack Kenfield, that when somebody says no to you, you say next. And he said, what if you think 144th, what do you think? If 144th, the publisher, 144th or 145th, whoever said him the yes, if he had said no, do you think I would have stopped? No. I would have kept going. Because one yes is due. The law of averages. There is a mathematical law. One yes is coming. Same thing with residency interviews. Why do you apply for so many interviews? Because you need interviews. You apply to so many programs because law of averages is working. And that's why if you get 10, 20, 15 interview calls, attend all interview calls if possible. Law of averages will work in your favor because somebody will like you, somebody will not like you. And you just need one yes, you just need one person to like you. So don't get disappointed if a residency director doesn't like you. If the program doesn't like you, you say, okay, I don't like you either. I want somebody else who will like me. So remember, there are always residency directors and residency programs that will like you and that will not like you. You just need one yes. You just need one yes. And by the way, stop this thing thinking this way that residency directors are horrible. They are very nice people. They are very nice people. Probably they also like you. Okay, but they like somebody more. That's all. So don't take it personally. If you are rejected, don't take it personally. Don't hold grudges. That's not a person who is successful. You say it's okay. He likes somebody else more, and somebody else who got it because life gives you what you deserve. He was more deserving than I was. I got to work on becoming more deserving. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. If you're not matched, even after 15 interview calls, take more responsibility. Say, I'm responsible. I could have become better. I could have practiced more. I could have practiced interview skills better. And I could have made my CV better. I could have become unique in some other way. There were so many things you could have done. So don't hold grudges if they don't like you. I just hypothetically said, okay, if they don't like you, say, I don't like them. Hypothetically, I just said that. But in reality, they're very nice people. If they don't like you, that means that is not a personal rejection. That means they had better candidates who are more deserving this year. You can be more deserving next year. You have plenty of time to be more deserving. The more responsibility you take, the more deserving you become. The more responsibility you take, the more deserving you become. So become more deserving. And remember, you need one yes. So remember the philosophy of the chicken soup for the soul, that the rejection should not discourage you. Every rejection, guys, every rejection gives me more motivation. Every time I'm rejected, it motivates me more, because when somebody says no, I say next. I just need one person to say yes. I don't want the whole world to say yes. And you can only be hired by one residency program, right? You can only be given one residency slot. Out of how many? Hundreds of residency programs, you just need one yes. You don't want everyone to like you. You don't want everyone to accept you. Even if they like you, they probably cannot hire you. They probably want somebody else more deserving. Now, second secret. Very few people use this. They are writing research papers, but they don't spend time thinking. Guys, remember, a research article teaches you to think. A research article teaches you to think. If you can think, you will complete your paper. You'll finish your paper, you will get more ideas. Now, the question is, how do you think? The problem is, guys, with the current education system, we don't learn how to think. And there are books written on how to think by people like Edward de Bono. Six Hats. That's the name of a book. Six Hats. Very useful book that teaches you how to think. People like Brian Tracy. Just read the summary for now. You don't have time. And I'm teaching you how to think here today. So how do you think? You sit quietly in a quiet place. Now you want to think on your paper, how I can make my paper better. What will be the structure of my paper? How big will be my paper? How long will be my paper? How many headings will I use? What will exactly be my headings? How many pictures, figures, and tables and diagrams I will use? How do I address this research question? How do I finish my paper? All of these questions need to be answered only when you are sitting quietly in a quiet room, and you need proper silence and quietness. Proper silence and quietness. If you are sitting among people, people are talking, the TV is running behind you, and you think you can think, no. That's why majority of the people are unsuccessful, because they rarely get time to think. Remember, waking up in the morning, eating breakfast, and shower, all of those things, going to work or going to your observership, whatever you are doing, doesn't require thinking. Thinking, what you're doing is you are just working on your memory every day. But deliberately thinking is the art that only few people do, and that's why only few people are successful, and that's why only few people produce exceptionally good papers. Deliberately spend time thinking how I can make my paper better. Write this question down on a page. How can I write my paper? That's question number 1. Second question, how can I improve my paper? How can I make it better? How can I make it interesting? How can I make it attractive? When you ask this question that starts with a how, your life starts to change. Everything changes. Very few people do this exercise before starting their paper. I want you all to start this exercise today. If you're starting your training right now, take a Word document, write down these questions. How can I write my paper? How can I improve my paper? How I can make my paper better? How I can make my paper interesting? How can I make my paper attractive? How can I make my paper powerful? And the most useful question, how can I make my paper valuable? Valuable. We'll talk about value, how you can produce value in your paper. Remember, the more value you produce in your paper, the more chances of publication. Who will answer these questions? Your quietness and silence. Are you sitting quietly in a quiet place and writing these things down on a piece of paper or a Word document? And remember, always think on paper. Maybe without a Word document, you can start thinking on a piece of paper. Take a notebook. Take a notebook. Take a notebook. Take a notebook. This is my notebook I got to write down my thinking. And see, I've embedded my name here. Okay. So I keep it personalized, and all the thinking I do is in my journals, in my diaries. Another journal. Another journal. Writing. Look at this. Look at this. Brainstorming. Brainstorming. I write the word brainstorming and I just sit and I think. Guys, if you do this exercise just half an hour a day, you will be way ahead of the crowd. Only less than 1% people are doing this in their lives. Only less than 1% people. I can bet on that. Go and ask your neighbors, go and ask your friends, go and ask your colleagues, go and ask your relatives, anyone you know, go and ask them. And ask them, how much do you think? How do you spend time thinking? How do you think, by the way? Can I see your thinking journal? A strange question. People will say, what a crazy person. There's a thinking journal. Yes, there is a thinking journal for every successful person. They don't tell you that they do. That's why they are successful. They're doing something that not everyone else is doing. Do you think residency directors became residency directors and what they are today, the great people, they became that without thinking? They plan their life. They think every day. They still think every day. They write it down. They sit quietly, and that's how they do it. That's how they do it. I want all of you to develop this habit. And the same kind of questions you can ask in any aspect of your life. How can I get more residency interview calls? Start writing this question and think of the answers. Think of the answer number one, answer number two, answer number three. First few answers will come to your mind automatically or based on your memory. But when that is done, now the real thinking begins. Now call different people, different friends, get more ideas. Say, can you tell me any other ways how I can get more interview calls? They give you more ideas, right? You improve this, you get this on your CV, you get that, you get that. Now you have this information. You get brainstorming. And you will not say that, okay, I have already written that. After you say, I already had this. Tell me something new that I haven't written. Okay, now you have it. Now you have that list. Now do brainstorming again alone, thinking alone, brainstorming with your own self. And now think of something that is not written there. Usually the 20th answer is the best answer. Usually 20th answer is the best answer. Same thing. How can I write my paper faster? How can I finish my paper by September 10th or 29th August? So that, or how can I still get a publication before the match season? How can I write a high quality article? How I can write an impressive article? How can I make it interesting? How can I make it better? How can I improve it further? There's always room for improvement. How can I improve it further? How can I make it attractive? How can I make it more valuable? How can I make it more valuable? What can I do that nobody can reject it? What can I do that nobody can reject it? Only few people do this exercise. If you do this exercise, you will see wonders of nature. Remember, we human beings are the only creature on the face of this planet who have the prefrontal cortex. That means who can think. We are the only creature that can think and plan. That's why we are the most superior creature. We have created airplanes, we have created internet. You can see me live talking to you. You are in different places of the world without any visa. You are attending my live session. You can ask me live questions. You can also speak with me. You can do anything right now. All of this happened because some people decided to sit quietly in silence and they asked these kind of questions. How can I make sure that people meet with each other without visa? How can I make sure people can see each other despite sitting in different countries? How can I do that? How can we achieve that? How? These questions, the more of these questions you ask, the more your life will change. How can I get a house? How can I buy a house? Even in your personal life. How can I marry if you are not married and you're looking to marry and you don't have money? How can I marry really fast? How can I do that? How can I make it happen? How can I buy a house? How can I purchase a house? How can I get this car? How can I get a car? And remember, in a right way, set your values, that your values are 100% honesty and integrity. How can I get everything with 100% honesty and integrity? It doesn't matter what it takes, doesn't mean that you will go against your values. A criminal thinks that way. I want to make this thing very clear. I don't want anyone to become a criminal, because there are two kinds of people. One person who says, I will do whatever it takes to be successful, but everything will remain in my values, everything that is possible according to my values, honesty, integrity, hard work. And there is another person who will say, I'll do whatever it takes to be successful. Bribing, pulling others down, selfishness, jealousy, taking credit of something that I haven't done, all the wrong things. So it doesn't matter what it takes means it doesn't matter what it takes with values. So it doesn't matter what it takes, you will complete your paper with values, with honesty, integrity, no scientific fraud, no plagiarism, 100% hard work. This is very important. It doesn't matter what it takes, I'll do it, doesn't mean that you will go against your values. So think, how can I achieve my goal while remaining under my value boundaries? How many times have you asked these questions to yourself? We never asked these questions because nobody taught us. Guys, had I not been asking these questions, I wouldn't have been here where I am today. Everything was taught before. Everything that I have today was actually taught here. Everything is actually in the mind first, and then it becomes a reality. This cell phone, for example, this cell phone design was actually created in somebody's mind before, then it was drawn on the computer, the 3D structure, still it is not in reality. Then it became a reality, and it became a physical cell phone. A physical cell phone. Same thing with this computer. It was actually in somebody's mind before, and it became a reality. So you got to prepare your paper in your mind before it becomes a reality. See that paper so clearly that it becomes a reality. How long will your paper be? How big your paper will be? What kind of headings will you have? How many figures and tables you will have? Every single thing. You need to have your future designed in your mind. You have to have your future designed in your mind before it becomes a reality. Point number 3. Secret number 3. Plan. So once you think, you get ideas, now you write down your plan, how to achieve it. This is my schedule. At this time, I will sit on this chair, in this room, a quiet room, a silent room, where I cannot hear anyone's noise, any voice, nothing. I need to sit in this room on that desk. If you don't have a quiet room, you use earplugs. If you don't have a quiet family, you have too many people in your home, earplugs. And you gotta work hard on your mindset, staying positive. Keep thinking about your goal all the time. Remember, I have mentioned that before, and I'll mention that again. We become what we think about all day long. We become what we think about all day long. Once you take responsibility of your life, you develop a habit. Sorry, you develop a habit of thinking every day. You are writing it down, but at the same time, you are thinking how I can achieve my goal every day, every time, while doing shower, while driving. If you are running and doing exercise, you are thinking how I can achieve my goal, how I can be successful, how can I do this, how can I do this. Think about it, think about your goal. Imagine doing and living the life of your dreams already, and the things will happen. Start to see, think about your publication all the time. Start seeing your publication right now. How will your paper look like? How will you feel when you have your publication out? That's how things become reality. And with your 100% responsibility, it will become 100%. And a responsible person thinks and plans. So how do you plan? You write down that what will be your topic, How long will be your paper? What is the length? Usually 3,000 words to 5,000 words of your paper is the length. How many headings will your paper have? So you are actually creating an outline. This is called outline, mentioning the headings. What will be the headings? Remember, IMRAD format. IMRND. A is nothing. I for introduction, M for method, R for results, D for discussion, C for conclusion, R for references, and then on the top is the abstract. This is your outline, and then some outlines will be in your discussion. How many headings will I have in my discussion section? You say, okay, I will decide once I have collected my data. Now, what is the plan of collecting data? I will look at these 3, 4 databases, 5 databases. I'll search my data. And now once I have data, I'll organize it and I will give the headings to each of these things. I will give the heading to each of these after organization of data. So you will have clarity, more clarity about your discussion section once your data has been collected. Once your data has been collected. So this plan is a must. Your schedule, you will write down your schedule on the plan page. You will write down the days that you will sit and spend time, exact time, what time do you want to sit, where exactly you will sit. What is the room where you will write your paper? Don't sit on the couch. Don't sit on the bed, because that will make you sleepy. And if your mind does not allow you to think, your mind is not keeping you active, what do? Exercise. Do some running, go for a jog and come back, and you will see your mind will be back to focus again, because a body in motion means your mind will be in motion too, because mind and body are connected. Psychosomatics has proven this. So if your mind is down, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling down, go for a jog, come back. And now start working on your paper, because you made your body move, now your mind will move. But if you sit on a sofa or a bed, you will feel sleepy. Guys, there is a way, right? When you drive a car, you learn to drive a car, they say, okay, sit here in the car, ignite the engine, now put the seatbelt on, or the other way around. You start with the seatbelt, then you ignite the engine, and then you change the gear, and now you move. There's a process, right? You cannot just do whatever you want. So I'm telling you the step-by-step process. This is very important. A plan, written plan is very important. The room where you will sit is very important. It must be a quiet room without any sound or noise. If you don't have it, then use earplugs, and you need discipline. So decide the day, decide the time, and start working on your paper. And every day before you begin writing, let's say you have given a 2-hour slot every day, for example, write the thinking page first. Think, how can I collect better data? Where else can I go? How can I perform better? How can I make sure this paper gets published? How can I make sure this paper gets published? Once you do that, your paper will be completed and you are all set. You're all set. This is how it is done. This is how success is done, guys, in every aspect of your life. Success just doesn't happen with luck. It happens with thinking and planning, taking absolute responsibility, taking action, not just praying. Pray and you will get an idea. Yes, pray and you will get an idea. Take action on that idea. And that idea is sow the seed, and this is your seed. The tree, that means your paper, will eventually become a reality. Everything that you are looking for will become a reality. But you have to take responsibility. Stop blaming. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming everyone. Take responsibility. Blame yourself. If you are not what you want to be, then you are responsible. Everything you have attracted by the person you have become so far. Law of attraction. Everything that you have attracted by the person you have become. If you want a better life, become a better person. If you want an exceptional life, become an exceptional person. If you want a life that is given to only 1% top people of the world, become the 1%. And those 1% people are who are absolutely responsible. They deliberately think every day. They write down their plans. They work accordingly. They don't waste time. They don't watch TV. They don't waste time on entertainment. They use internet for educational purposes. And remember, the real happiness is in achievement. People think that the real happiness is in vacations. Real happiness is in fun, partying. No, that's just a pleasure. Don't confuse pleasure with happiness. Pleasure, remember, pleasure is serotonin, right? Pleasure is dopamine, temporary. Once that chemical goes down, you will again be upset. That's what drug addicts do. That's what drug addicts do. They look for a temporary pleasure. But happiness is permanent. And happiness comes from endorphins. And it is eternal, long term. It will remain there. Nobody can take it away from you. So every time you write and publish a paper, it gives you happiness. Your happiness levels increase, 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 increase. Your happiness levels increase, increase, and increase, and grow and grow. And you will be that happy and satisfied that tiny problems will not bother you anymore. Your self-esteem and your confidence level goes up. So that's why human achievement is the most important thing in the world. That's why you got to work hard so that you can eventually be happy. Somebody asked me, oh, I am very happy, I'm very satisfied. Why can't I just watch TV all day long and enjoy my life? And why do I have to work hard? This is so difficult. Remember, whatever you are thinking the hard way, or I would say whatever you're thinking the easy way actually turns out to be the hard way. Remember, if you are thinking that I can just waste time, lay down on sofa or couch and watch TV and movies all day long or go to parties, life will eventually get you. The end result of that kind of lifestyle is depression, sadness, grief, anxiety, fear, low self-esteem, low confidence, because subconsciously your mind is telling you you are a worthless person who wastes a lot of time. No matter what you do, one day you will be automatically jealous of people who are more successful than you. You will never be satisfied because deep down inside, you know you wasted your life, you wasted your time, you just wanted to have fun, and this is not the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to work hard and achieve things so that you keep growing, and your happiness level grows. Happiness is linked with achievement and hard work. The biggest misconception is that laying down on sofa will give me happiness. No, it will eventually give you depression and sadness, low self-esteem. You have no options but to work hard. So work hard, get on today, write your paper down. If you have already decided your topics, all the new admissions, if you have already decided your topics, you can start watching the videos on the recorded material that you have on the account. So everyone, make sure you create an account on the website. Everyone, make sure you create an account on the website. If you don't have the account, just create an account on the website. Click on the profile button on the top right corner. On the screen, if you're looking at the screen like this, top right corner over there. It's my left right now, but if you're looking at the screen, top right corner here, you will see on the website the button that says profile. Click on it, and then it will take you to your dashboard, and you will see the research course, be a published author program, whatever tier you got, you click on it, you start watching the videos. There are 170 plus videos. Watch those videos. Start with lesson 28. I'm giving you a shortcut right now here before the classes, although you should watch all the videos, but start with lesson 28. So you can select a topic at least before your classes begin. Although the topic selection will be discussed in week 1, but you can still watch it. And you watch lesson 144, Topic selection. There are 2 videos on topic selection, lesson 28 and lesson 144. Watch it. So you understand how topic selection is done. So then you come up with an idea and wait for the class, and you will get more idea. Your ideas will grow, and eventually you have a topic. So start doing it. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. And how do you decide topic? If you don't do the exercise of thinking, you will not be able to get the topic. A research paper teaches you how to think. The only academic activity I would say that teaches you to think is research and research paper writing. If you don't develop thinking, you have wasted your education. After this training, you should be a different person. You should have developed the habit of thinking. You should have developed the habit of planning. You should have developed the habit of taking absolute responsibility, that anyone who sees you, they say, wow, what an amazing person. Where did you learn all this from? And you probably say, I learned it through CIVNP at Dr. Tohid's lecture. So I would be really happy if it changes your life. Guys, I have achieved everything that I wanted in my life. I have achieved everything in my life that I wanted. Now it's your time. And now I have set more goals for my future for next 10 years. And I know I will achieve them because I know how success is done. I know how success is done. It's already here. It's just a matter of few months or years that I will have those things as well that I'm thinking here. Everything comes here. So now it's your time. Change your life. Next 10 years should be whole new different life. If you have publications, you will be extremely valuable. Your CV will be valuable. You will be hired wherever you are going, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to do residency, you will find any other job, but you cannot remain jobless. This is the power of publication. Cannot remain jobless. Having a publication is not a joke. Get it done. Start doing it today. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. Now, anyone has any questions? Anyone who is struggling with any topic or anything that you feel that is bothering you, I'm here to answer this question. Before I leave, is there anyone who has any question? Yes, please ask. I need help with the topic. I don't have any topic. Okay. So first of all, watch the lesson number 28 and lesson number 144 on your account, and then we will talk about the topic. Topic selection is easier than you think. It's just the habit of developing and the habit of thinking, the thinking capability. So you will start to think and develop the thinking capability once you watch lesson 28 and lesson 144 and do this exercise. Write down the possible topics that you can think of on a piece of paper and think and storm and do the brainstorming. Spend time. Remember, there are no shortcuts in life. You have to earn everything. Your topic will not eventually come right away. Your topic will need a little bit of effort from your mind. A little bit effort, by the way. But do that so that you feel accomplished. Thinking will give you the ideas and your topic will eventually come. You just need to develop the thinking habit. And when you see automatically getting more ideas about your future papers, that day you have actually developed an automatic thinking habit. After doing another question, after doing data collection, can I use the article collected to help me make the introduction? Absolutely. Look at the similar topics and you can get idea from their introduction. What have they mentioned in their introduction? What findings, what percentage, the statistics they have mentioned? You can use the same statistics, but in your own words, and you give a reference. First paragraph, second paragraph, And then your research question part will be different, but you never copy paste. We always get ideas from other people's papers, inspiration from other people's papers, but we never copy paste them. What are the best sources for writing a good intro? Looking at other people's introduction section. And you will learn that in your classes as well, introduction writing class. If you haven't attended that class, then just watch I'll send you a video. But that video doesn't have everything. How do you write introduction? Remember, in an introduction, you can write, what do you want to do? Why you want to do it? Okay. What do you want to do? What is your research question? Why do you want to do it? What is the importance? What is the problem? What is the issue? Why do you want to do that? Your research question and the problem. And initially a background, just the basic, the statistics, percentage, and the last paragraph, how you want to plan to do it. Now, starting an introduction, there are 3 ways, as I've always said. Start with a quotation. Any famous person's quotations, that's another way of starting. If you don't want to do that, then start with statistics, a number, a percentage. 45% people are affected by this. 45% is a huge percent. 4.5%. 4.5% of population is affected by this disease. Or 1.2% people are affected in the US by this XYZ disease. Or $1 billion of healthcare are wasted on this problem. That's a problem, but it also gives a number. So a striking fact, numbers, you start with numbers, or you write a quotation of a famous person and you give his name in the bracket, and also you give a reference. That would be the best. Give a reference. And then the next thing you do, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to do statistics, if you don't want to do the quotation, then you start with a story, any personal story. The same rule is for introduction writing of anything in the world, even a book chapter, even a novel. Basic rule of starting an introduction. One of these 3 things, a story, a quotation, or statistics. SQS, remember, story, quotation, statistics, SQS, SQS. Or maybe make it SSS, a story, a saying of a famous person, a story, a saying of a famous person, and statistics. I think that's easier to remember, SSS. And you can have all 3 S's, or you can only have 2 S's, or you can only have 1 of those, statistics only. Or you can have just a story. Just a story. Give me a second there. Just a story. What is the difference between an abstract and an introduction? Remember, this is very important. A very good question. A very good question. Nashad has asked a very, very powerful question. Let's change the color from red to something else. Abstract. What is the next heading? Let's see who will tell me the sequence. Abstract, introduction. What's next? Method. What's next? Remember the formula. IMRAD. You will never forget the sequence if you remember IMRAD. Very good, guys. Very, very good. See, just in the first session, you have learned so much. Not everyone knows. You are way ahead already. Results and discussion. Conclusion is optional because usually discussion, last paragraph is conclusion. But many journals have a must requirement of a separate heading of conclusion. And then the references is a must. Now let's talk about abstract too. So remember, everyone, write it down. Write it down. I'm telling you a very good way to remember this thing, this philosophy. Research article is like a movie. Everyone has watched movies in their lives, right? Although you are not allowed to watch movies for next 55 days, remember? You are not allowed to watch movies for next 55 days. And anyone who is enrolled, who is not going into residency for next 60 days, you're not allowed to watch a movie. Because it will affect the quality of your paper. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you because I have helped thousands of students. Thousands of students. You don't let any other thought come to your mind. You don't let any other thought come to your mind. Don't let any other thought come to your mind except your paper, except your success. Because if you watch a movie of 3 hours will affect your mind for the next 72 hours to 108 hours. Next 4 days are wasted. You subconsciously get dreams. If you watch a scary movie, you subconsciously get dreams. You subconsciously think about it. I watched a movie a few months back, a very upsetting movie, very emotional movie. And guys, I cannot even tell you how it affected me mentally. The next day, I was so upset that how can anyone really do this? Why did this guy do this in the movie? Imagine if somebody, I know it's a movie, but what I'm thinking, imagine if somebody had really done this. And I'm thinking, I'm upset. And my wife is asking, what happened? I said, I cannot get rid of that movie that has affected me mentally. Does that happen? So that's why you're not allowed to watch a movie. But remember, you all know what movies are. So we will use an example of a movie. A research article is like a movie. A research article is like a movie. Write it down. A research article is like a movie. Now, when a movie is released, you see different things, right? So we'll talk about this. First of all, abstract. You should know each part of your paper, what each part means. Abstract, Nashal, write it down. Abstract is a summary. Introduction. Introduction is the first scene, first few scenes of your movie. Okay? Summary, first scene, or you can say, let's change it for now. Let's say, what is the problem? What is the problem? And we'll come to that in an example of a movie. So summary, abstract is a summary. Introduction is the problem. Method is how did you solve the problem? How did you solve the problem? Results is what did you find? Your findings. What did you find? And discussion, let's bring it here because A is nothing, right? So bring discussion and conclusion later here. Discussion, conclusion. Are you all with me? Taking notes? So introduction is a problem. What is the problem? Why are you writing this paper? Method is how did you solve the problem? Results is what did you find? What are your findings? Discussion is what do your findings mean? The interpretation and analyses of your findings. Analysis and analyses are two different words. Remember, analysis is one, IS, SIS. Analyses is SES. It's a plural. Conclusion, the lesson learned. The lesson learned, what is the movie about or the paper about? References is the bibliography, let's say. So let's begin. Now, Abstract is the summary, introduction is the problem, method is how did you solve the problem, results is what did you find, discussion is what do your findings mean, the interpretation and analyses of your findings, and conclusion is the lesson learned, and references is the bibliography. Now, how it is relevant to a movie? How it is relevant to a movie? So now just change it to a movie. First of all, if abstract is a summary, conclusion is the lesson learned, introduction is the problem, then what is the difference between these three, right? Now, this problem will be resolved forever, okay? When a movie is released, you see an advertisement of a movie, right? When a movie is released, we see an advertisement, right? On Facebook, sometimes on YouTube, sometimes possibly on Instagram, or sometimes on TV, we see an advertisement of a movie, and that advertisement is known as trailer. The trailer of the movie. Trailer of the movie, in which the director shows you what to expect in this movie without giving all the details, just to attract you. That trailer is the abstract. Abstract is the trailer of your movie. Write it down. Abstract is the trailer of my movie. This is a very important lesson. If you understand it, you will never ever have problem writing a paper. Never ever have a problem of writing high quality papers. Introduction. What is the problem? What is the problem? Right? So what is the introduction now? In the movie, when a movie begins, in first half an hour or 20 minutes or half an hour, they introduce you to the hero, the villain, they introduce you to the characters. They also give you an idea what exactly is the problem. Is there a problem? Like for example, movie Lion King. You saw an advertisement before Lion King came, but in the introduction, first few minutes, first few half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour, you know who Simba is, the baby lion. You see that a baby lion is born in the house of the king of jungle, and this king of jungle has a jealous brother who wanted to be a king. Now he's not happy because this baby king, the baby cub, is born, right? And you see other characters as well. So what exactly is the problem? The problem is that this uncle wanted to be a king. Can he be a king? Will his dishonesty and his greediness prevail? Will he win? Will he win? Will he win this war that he wants to have? Or will the truth prevail? That's the question. So we already got an idea from the first 20 minutes that the story is going to be between Scar, the uncle, Mufasa, the father, and Simba, the son. We knew already. And further, now, what is the method then? So introduction is the first 20 to 30 minutes of the movie. First 20 minutes of the movie. 30 minutes if it's a long movie. First 15% of the movie. That's why introduction is the 15% of your paper. First 15% of the movie. If it's a 3-hour movie, so you can say that 45 minutes is your introduction. Now method is how did you solve this problem? Now method is how did this movie develop? How did you make the movie? You are the director of this movie. Remember, you are not the hero. This is very important. You are not the hero of this movie. You are the director of the movie. So you are telling, if you see the interview of a director of a movie, Mr. Steven Spielberg, how did you create such a wonderful movie, Jurassic Park? Could you please tell us? Now, Steven Spielberg will tell you, what did we do? How did we start? Where did we find actors? How did I convince this actor to work in my movie? How did I find the budget? How did I find the producer? What exactly happened? So how did he solve the problem? The problem that is in the movie that he is about to begin. How did this movie come into being? How this movie was created? This is an interview of a director. So your method section is your interview. How did you make this movie? How did you make this movie? Director's interview. So write it down. Method is the director's interview. How did he make the movie? So you will mention what exactly you done. Where did you find data? Where did you go? What did you do? What did you not do? Now results. Again, it's another interview of director plus producer. If somebody asks, what is this movie all about? Few bullet points of the movie. The results, the findings. That there is a king of jungle. He is killed and his son grows up and takes revenge from the uncle. Findings. This is also the interview of director and producer. But this is only the interview of a director because method is only by the director. Results can be made by the story maker, the writer of the story, the producer, the director, even the actor can tell you the results. Actors can also have interviews. When you ask the hero after the movie, can you tell us about the movie, what this movie is all about? That's the result. So result can be done by anyone, right? Method is only done by the director. Now the discussion. The actual story. The actual story begins when Scar hatches a plot to kill Mufasa. The story begins. Scene by scene, your story moves forward. And you mention everything in the end here. That in the end, Scar and Simba had a fight. Simba wins and he gets his kingdom back. Now the conclusion, the last scene of the movie, you can mention that last scene here and the lesson learned. What is the lesson learned? The lesson learned is honesty always wins. Truth always prevails. Or truth always prevails. Or greed is a curse. Lesson learned. And the references, when the movie is over, you see the names of the actors, actresses, the songwriters, the director, the producer. You see the names, right? The end, after the end, the names come up, right? That's the references. Now, what about the songs? Every Disney movie has songs, right? Every Disney movie has songs. Every Disney movie has songs. So what are the songs? Tables and figures are the ornaments of your paper, of your movie, are the songs of your paper. If you don't have tables and figures, movie will be boring. So you bring songs and some comedy scenes, right? Some scenes to make the movie interesting. Those are the songs. And in the musical movie, non-musical movie, you can see some entertaining scenes. So this is how a movie is done. So if you understand the philosophy of movie, you understand the philosophy of research article. So never ever ignore the songs, the tables and figures. A paper without tables and figures, it doesn't matter how good it is, the chances of publication are really slim. So tables and figures are a must requirement. How do you draw tables and figures? You look at other people's papers, what kind of tables and figures they have developed. There is no rule. It's up to you, your paper. You want to draw a table of 2 columns, you want to draw a table of 3 columns, 5 columns, 10 columns. Whatever information you want to bring in, just make sure that the table looks attractive and pretty, and the pictures look pretty and attractive as well. And this is how the paper is written. So I think that's it. Have I answered your question, Nashad? Any other question? Any other question or concern? Can I leave now? Anyone has any other question left? Nobody has any question? Okay, that's wonderful, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this session, and I hope you are taking some wisdom and some message, some knowledge from this session today, and you are going to really, really produce a wonderful paper. Just remember the responsibility. Take absolute responsibility of your life. Stop blaming. Losers blame others. When you blame, you are telling the world that the other person is stronger than me. And you are also telling the world that there is no room for improvement in my personality. I have already learned everything in this world. I am the perfect piece. There's no room for improvement. Nobody wants to hire such a person because we all have room for improvement. What I am today, I'll be different 10 years later because I keep improving myself. You all will improve. We all improve. If we take responsibility, we all will improve. We all become better. So take absolute responsibility, develop the habit of thinking, think on paper, ask a question, how I can do it, how I can finish my paper, how can I produce quality, how can I produce value. And then the last thing is the plan. Write down your plan. This is your plan. You should know exactly how your paper will look like. And once you have it, where will you search for data? And you search data and your paper is written. Now stay tuned with the course and you will gradually learn everything and you will be able to produce wonderful article. So thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you again very soon. I will announce for another live session very soon. And until then, we'll meet again. Okay, thank you guys.